Tonight, the district attorney of Syracuse releases his final report of the incident involving Jim Boeheim in February.
A French cardinal removes himself from the clergy amid scandal of sexual assault. How the information came to light and what damage was done.
And Michael Cohen sues the Trump Organization for unpaid legal fees.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Jacob Manro.
And I'm Dan Corlett.
President Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, is suing the Trump Organization for failing to pay his legal fees for several federal investigations. Cohen stated in his case that the bill for his non-reimbursed legal fees adds up to $1.9 million. This includes his work in the Mueller investigation, the Stormy Daniels case, and multiple congressional hearings.
According to CNN.com, the case was filed with the New York State Supreme Court on Thursday. The filing states that the Trump Organization's failure to pay Cohen's legal fees violates the indemnity agreement made by the two parties. Cohen is set to serve a 3-year prison sentence starting in May for campaign finance violation charges. A mother of an elementary school student has been arrested for threatening to body slam the school's principal. 28-year-old LaQuanda T. Crittenden Howard attended a parent-teacher conference at her child's elementary school in Niagara, where she began shouting at staff and crossing into restricted areas of the school. Authorities were called and detained Howard on third-degree menacing and trespassing charges. Howard is also banned from school grounds.
The Oswego City School District unveiled the capital portion of their operational budget for the 2019-2020 school year. Superintendent Dean Gayway announced an increase in funding for several areas of the budget, including an additional $336,000 in foundation aid. However, the $2.3 billion shortfall in New York State revenue announced by Governor Cuomo last month might not be able to cover the school district's requests. Gayway stated that he hopes the legislation comes through so that he won't have to raise taxes on the community.
Oswego's Autism Task Force is putting on a fun run in April, and our very own reporter Eric Jakowski is going to tell us more on it. Eric, what do you got for us?
You know, it's actually a really great cause. I was actually able to talk with the president and program director of the walk to find out more about their organization and their run. Let's take a look. Oswego Autism Task Force, established in 2005, was set out to spread awareness through their family fun run, Little Luke's Fun Run, coming up in April, held at Fort Ontario. The organization president, Tammy Thompson, was able to share a bit of information with us about their history and background.
So back in 2005, there were a lot of families who were having kids diagnosed with autism, and I was an early intervention specialist, a service coordinator back then, so I got a group of parents together to talk about putting a task force together so that we could have parents and providers and medical providers come together to try and provide information to families that was specific to Oswego County.
In 2005, Tammy was joined by Julie Chetney, the Fun Run coordinator, along with some other parents to spread awareness in Oswego County.
So we got together and we decided that there was a need in Oswego County for a group or organization that could provide support to families who were touched by autism spectrum disorder.
The Fun Run has been put on for multiple years by Julie, and she plans it all, including medals and ribbons, and still manages to have fun with her family.
We can never have too many volunteers at that event, so it does make a 5K event more fun and enjoyable when you have great people that are volunteering and out there on the course, especially just cheering on people. It's a good feeling for those participating and those volunteering.
Although it looks snowy, the Fun Run will still take place April 6th. To learn more or to get involved, you can contact Julie at juliechutney at...
That sounds like a really good cause, and we kind of cut you off there at the end there, Eric, but if people want to get involved, how could we do that?
That's right, Dan, and if you want to get involved or learn more, you can find them on their Facebook page at Oswego Autism Task Force, or email Julie Chutney, their program director, at juliechutney@yahoo.com.
Over 1,000 people are expected to attend a prom at Hotel Syracuse this Sunday, but this isn't a high school prom. This event is a part of a bucket list for a dying 5-year-old girl who has a rare form of brain cancer. Brooklyn Hall of Fulton, who goes by the name Danger Girl, will have a dragon and unicorn-themed prom with live entertainment and Disney princesses for her very special day. The prom is open to the public and will be held this Sunday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Hotel Syracuse. Tickets are $10, and you can collect those at the door.
Earlier today, Syracuse District Attorney William Fitzpatrick released an official report on the incident involving Jim Boeheim in February. The report explained that the cause of the car carrying Jorge Jimenez was balded tires skidding on an icy surface. The report also confirmed that there was no trace of alcohol or drugs on Boeheim or on his vehicle at the time of an incident. Fitzpatrick concluded that there will be no charges filed to any involved and offered condolences to the Jimenez family.
New York Representative Anthony Brindisi introduced a Transparency for Cable Consumers Act as a bill with the intentions to amend the Communications Act of 1934. This bill would require cable operators and internet service providers to submit a mandatory report no later than October 1st of each year, detailing their service fees and the number of customers the company serves in each state. Brindisi says that the Transparency and Service Act could also improve the quality and competition for consumers across the country.
Coming up later tonight, Alabama is left in ruins following a deadly tornado that the community is doing to help rebuild.
And the officers who shot and killed Stephon Clark come forward with new details about the incident. But first, we're going to look at our weather with our News Team 10 meteorologist. What do you got for us?
Well, thanks, Dan. Well, we are under a winter weather advisory right now, and that has been because we have been sitting underneath a lake effect band for the past few hours that has been giving us snow on and off again for the past few hours. But what does that mean for the rest of tonight? Well, for tonight, we're going to see a low of 15 degrees, pretty low, pretty cold for this time of year. And I got two words for you, snowy and windy. Winds coming out of the north, 25 to 30 miles per hour, which is pretty fast even here for Oswego. And I will be letting you know how that will affect you tomorrow morning after the break. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion. Learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
It's back and better than ever. One student can win up to $25 in cash. All on Oswego's favorite game show, Spin to Win! Every Sunday night at 9, only on WTOP 10 TV.
Back from the break, I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Kayla Wheeler. Today we saw a high of 21 degrees, which is about 20 degrees below the average, and a low of 6 degrees. We are still in the single digits, which is pretty cold considering it is almost springtime. And according to our coffee meter, it is cold. Not quite max warming needed. However, we are still pretty cold. being in this time in March. For Oswego right now, 22 degrees, getting up into the single digits, up into Jefferson County. Zooming out for the rest of the state, we are pretty warm comparatively, though. Everybody's pretty much in the low 20s and high teens. Now, timing out that lake effect band I talked about earlier, currently this is about where it is, staying around on the southeast end of Lake Ontario. Moving out by Friday morning, 5 a.m., we'll be seeing some cloudy skies, giving you a partly cloudy commute Friday morning. Into Friday evening, that commute will be pretty much clear, which will be nice to see for once, since we've been having a pretty cloudy and snowy winter. Into Saturday, again, partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Now, what does this mean for your car tomorrow morning? I'm going to say, bring a brush and give yourself a couple minutes. That snow is going to come from that lake effect, and we're going to need some time to clear that off. Now, timing out the rest of tomorrow for temperatures. So, for tomorrow morning, we're going to see a high of 20 degrees around 9 a.m., warming all the way up to 31 degrees, which is pretty warm from what we've been seeing. And then for that evening commute, 29 degrees. Now for tonight, again, snowy and windy. Wind coming out of the north, 25 to 30 miles per hour, with those gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Into tomorrow, warming up again, like I said, around 32 degrees. Partly cloudy skies coming out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So those winds have been slowing down, and they will continue to slow down into tomorrow night. Skies clearing out, 16 degrees. And for the rest of the 7 days, so now tomorrow, like I said, 32 degrees. Saturday, warming up, and Sunday also warming up. Saturday, 36 degrees and sunny skies. And that warm on Sunday also comes with some wind and rain, so you got to take the good and the bad. And I'm predicting that last week will be the last time we will be seeing highs in the 20s, because we're seeing the rest of the week in the highs of 30s and 40s. That's it for my forecast. Stay tuned for more news and sports after the break.
The second I got on the campus, I knew Oswego was the place to go.
There's a place for everybody at Oswego.
This school just opens the world to you. Have the opportunity to explore and to learn so many different things, not only about yourself, but the people around you and the world.
It definitely is about the student. I felt it to be very about me. Now that I'm here, I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
David Richey. I mean, they were. Do you think Bryce Harvey, Tommy John survivor, Nathan Evaldi?
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Alabama is in recovery and repair mode. Parts of the state are still in shambles after deadly tornadoes tore through earlier this week. The forecasts, unfortunately, say more storms could strike soon. John Lawrence reports.
Flags at half-staff in Montgomery honoring the tornado victims.
There's nothing left standing. Everything's in shreds. And that means the hopes and aspirations of people are at this point in shreds.
Lee County was hit with the most severe twister, an EF4 with winds reaching 170 miles per hour. 7 funeral homes are hosting services for the 23 people who died, and officials say the community is financially helping those in need. Granadis Baker's home is destroyed, but he and his family survived without harm.
Man, every day I wake up, it's a beautiful day for me. Now, from here on out, no doubt, no complaining, no nothing.
The brunch he was making minutes before the tornado struck is one of the only things in the house left undamaged. As cleanup and recovery efforts are underway, residents are bracing for another possible patch of rough weather. The National Weather Service reports severe thunderstorms and tornadoes are possible this weekend.
There's a lot of uncertainty about what tomorrow may bring, but the one thing we flat do know, there is certainty in the resiliency of the people of Alabama. We've done it before. We'll do it again.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
President Trump is scheduled to visit the state later in the week.
A new House resolution has been announced as an indirect response to a U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar's comments on Israel. The resolution will condemn all types of hate speech and would denounce anti-Semitism and anti-Muslim bigotry as hateful expressions of intolerance. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the resolution does not specifically name Omar because it is intended to reduce all hateful rhetoric in general. 2/3 of voting lawmakers are needed for the resolution to pass.
It has been a year since officers fatally shot 22-year-old Stephon Clarkson in his grandmother's home. However, the officers' official accounts of the incident have been made public in an 800-page report released by the Sacramento Police Department. The documents were posted on a website after State Attorney General Xavier Becerra announced no charges would be filed against the officers involved in the shooting. Details such as why the officers were originally called to the scene and the fact why, as to why officers believed Clarkson was pointing a gun at them when they shot him were disclosed in those newly public files.
One of France's leading cardinals has been found guilty of covering up historic sexual abuse allegations. Between July 2014 and June 2015, Cardinal Philippe Barbarin failed to report the sexual abuse allegations brought forth against Bernard Praynat, a priest from his diocese. Barbarin was on trial with 5 other aides who were all originally found not guilty due to lack of evidence, but the case was reopened in 2017 when Praynat's abuse victims pressed legal charges against the French cardinal. Barbarin plans to present his resignation to the Pope, but will not receive jail time due to the suspended nature of his sentence.
Singer R. Kelly is now back behind bars just hours after an explosive TV interview with the singer when the singer aired, where he ranted and cried, talking about his pending sex abuse charges. Kim Hutcherson has the latest.
He came here in good spirit, expecting to walk out. He didn't come here to go to jail.
R. Kelly is now back in custody after failing to pay more than $160,000 in child support.
He didn't have $161,000, so we tried to work some things out. It didn't work out.
I have been assassinated. I have been buried alive.
Kelly's new troubles coming just hours after a fiery interview with CBS News, where the singer lashed out when pressed on the sex abuse charges he's facing, blaming social media and scorned women for his latest issues.
Fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You killing me, man.
The producer of Lifetime's docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly, says she doesn't buy his outburst.
I thought I was watching Matt Damon's SNL performance of Brett Kavanaugh.
The parents of Jocelyn Savage, who claim Kelly has purposely kept their estranged daughter from them, say the interview was disturbing.
What I'm praying for Mr. Kelly to get some type of help.
I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Kelly was taken into custody in the courtroom and will be transferred to the county jail, where he will stay until he pays what he owes. His next court date regarding the matter of his child support is scheduled for March 13th.
Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro has posted an explicit video on Twitter in an apparent effort to criticize the country's LGBT-friendly carnival celebrations. The president asked his 3.4 million Twitter followers to draw their own conclusions about the video, which depicts one man apparently urinating on another male individual. The president said, "I don't feel comfortable showing this, but I need to expose the truth to the population." Bolsonaro's tweets has sparked outrage and widespread ridicule in the country.
Britain's royal family is on high alert after its social media operation found a rise in racist online abuse targeting the Duchess of Sussex. In the months after her pregnancy announcement, staff is devoted more resources to deleting comments targeting Meghan and implementing software which blocks the use of specific racial slurs and the use of gun and knife emojis. As part of the effort, the royal family also issued a set of guidelines last week for people engaging with its social media channels.
Coming up in sports, James Catato.
Yeah, James, what do we got going on, man?
Well, thanks, guys. We got from the West Coast to the East Coast, starting off with the Los Angeles Lakers and then moving to the Oswego State Lakers. Both had accolades within their basketball programs. But for the Oswego State Lakers basketball team, they traveled to Illinois to play in the Sweet 16 against Marietta College. Our very own Zachary Haynes was on the story and got to talk to the men's basketball team about that. I'll have more coverage on that after the break. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be. There is no typical firefighter.
Hey guys, when we're not doing the real deal, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I like to watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
Yeah, me too. You know, there's such a wide variety of films that anybody on campus can watch.
And it's free.
And it's free.
How do I get to this movies on demand?
Well, all you have to do is go to WTOP10.com and click the Movies on Demand tab.
Hey, let's go watch one right now to review on our next show.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm James Catato, coming at you with your Thursday night sports update. It feels great to be back. Let's not waste any time and jump right into it. We got a lot of Lakers to talk about tonight, but to kick this one off, we're headed to Los Angeles for some Showtime Lakers basketball. And on an and-one layup, LeBron James was able to surpass his airness, Michael Jordan, in career points and move up to 4th on the all-time scoring list. Entering the game, James was only 13 points away from surpassing Mike and was emotional when he was honored for his achievement. After the game, LeBron took to Instagram and thanked his fans, saying, quote, "Beyond blessed and appreciative of all the congrats from family, friends, colleagues, strangers, and haters. For the ones who have been on the journey from day one, I thank you even more," end quote. The 34-year-old may receive a lot of criticism for the possibility of his Lakers-led team not making the playoffs, but for at least for last night, it was nothing but praise for King James. From a decorated West Coast Laker to a decorated East Coast Laker, Oswego State big man Tyler Pierre was honored with Oswego Male Athlete of the Week. In the past 7 days, Pierre posted his 11th and 12th double-doubles of the season with big wins in the NCAA tournament over Salem State and Baldwin Wallace. Pierre has been crucial on the glass as he's tallied 27 rebounds over the past 2 contests. He looks to continue his hot streak tomorrow as the Lakers travel to Illinois to play Marietta College in the Sweet 16. Staying on the Max Zeal hardwood, the NCAA tournament is heating up, and the Oswego State Lakers are right in the heat of it. As teams are getting ready to play in the Sweet 16 and travel to their respective cities of play, the Lakers are traveling to take on Marietta in Illinois. Zachary Haynes reports on how the men's team is looking to get into the Elite Eight.
It all started right here. After another overtime thriller ending in a 75-71 win over Baldwin Wallace, Oswego State is heading to the Sweet 16 for a chance to advance.
Moving forward, we beat two quality opponents this past weekend. Heading to the Sweet 16 for the second time in 4 years is quite an accomplishment for our program.
The Lakers are getting ready to take on their next opponent, Marietta College, an opponent similar to Baldwin Wallace, described by Oswego's head coach, Jason Leon.
Try to utilize ball screen offense quite a bit, just like BW. They played a little bit faster pace.
One of the top players from last Saturday night included Tyler Pierre. Pierre had 16 rebounds and 14 points, which helped push the Lakers into the next round.
Most definitely, yeah. I just keep, when I get the rock, I just look to score. If I can't score, just pass it out. And I give my other team confidence. They give me confidence, too.
The tournament is not always about rivals. Leon also mentioned how familiar this opponent is. Since the last time Oswego made the Sweet 16, Leon and Marietta's head coach, John Vonderwall, have become friends through a mutual respect for each other.
Him and I actually have kept in touch over these last 3 years. We got to know each other when we played down there, and I've been very impressed with his ability as a coach and his ability to perennially be in the top 25.
The men's basketball team will play Marietta College at Augustana College in Illinois this Friday at 6:30. Zachary Haynes, WTOP 10.
The Lakers are already tying their season and career best in terms of where they've been in the NCAA tournament, but if they are able to snatch both of these wins this weekend, it will be the first time that they make the Final Four in school history. Now heading off of the Maxfield hardwood and heading to Phoenix, as it was a battle of two tanking teams as the New York Knicks traveled to the Talking Stick Resort Arena to play the Phoenix Suns. Heading out to Phoenix here, as we are getting it started in the third quarter of action. Devin Booker driving to the cup. He gets stuffed by DeAndre Jordan, who just came back from injury. Knicks turn it over, however. Kelly Oubre Jr. kicks it over to Booker in the corner. Splash zone. Booker putting the Phoenix Suns up early, and the Suns would keep it moving with the ball movement. You see Oubre dishing it over to Tyler Johnson, who hits Booker in the corner. Nice off-the-ball movement from Booker there as he's able to make it rain. And everything is generated through Booker right now as Booker finds Rashawn Holmes, who attacks the tin for the tough deuce. Now, Phoenix on transition, led by Tyler Johnson. Booker, Devin just booked his flight to three-point land as he makes it rain from way downtown to extend the Suns' lead. There could have been more offensive Knicks highlights in this one, but Booker was the man of the hour as he dropped 41 points. You see him in the fadeaway post on Alonzo Trier. No chance for Trier as Booker, again, drops that career or night best 41 points, as he puts the Suns over the Knicks 107-96, putting the Knicks closer to that #1 overall pick.
Thank you so much, James. It's a good read. That is our report, though, for the night. Please make sure you stay tuned for an all-new Impractical Improv at 10:30.
Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
I'm a lot more confident and a lot more sure of my abilities.
At Oswego is where I've really found myself and became the person I am. You work hard and you play hard. I love the environment of SUNY Oswego.
David Richey.
I mean, they were. Do you think Bryce Harper is Tommy John survivor? Nathan Eovaldi.